Hello.
Hello.
I don't want the audio to be fucked up. Let me do some comprobations because again I'm trying to be back on YouTube. Hello Steven Stone, buenas Steven Stone desde España. To make sure, yeah. 3 evolutions. This is like the new Squirtle. Okay. What are we going to do today? We will be looking for decklist. I think both for the Micelion Cup we organized, and also I think this should be a little bit lower, right? Yeah, probably like that is a little bit better. So both for the Micelion Cup we organized, and probably we can also do the no, not this one. I think this one is a little bit better. Okay, so both the Micelion Cup, and we can also check for Ottawa, which is a little bit bigger. So I will be like reviewing deck lists you are interested in. Like for example, if you tell me there was like a super interesting Aether deck list, or what do I think of, I probably will review the best of Aether anyway. But if you want to talk about a Victor deck list you see there or whatever, just tell me and we can review it. Buenas, Danwind. Okay, so let's give some time for people to come in. Overall, the tournament was great for being like the first tournament we organized. It was 59 players in the end. That was a little bit on my side because I didn't thought about making a waitlist. So some people dropped out at the last second, and then I didn't have time to register new people. There were some people that were actually writing me like 15 minutes before the tournament to try to fit inside, but yeah, it just wasn't possible because I didn't thought about like there was like I believe 8 people dropping like the day the tournament was going to be launched. So Showdown de Ottawa, pues no me esperaba el Rengar, pero bueno, está bien supongo. No jugué el torneo. Queríamos hacerlo full comunidad y así lo hicimos. En plan, queríamos hacerlo totalmente para la comunidad, así que ningún miembro jugó. Si hacemos uno más grande, probablemente sí que a lo mejor jugamos. Y un poco con más chicha, ¿no? Para que sea full competitivo, pero este primero queríamos mantenerlo exclusivo para la comunidad. So I didn't play the tournament. None of Team Micelion did, because we wanted to keep it kind of like a community tournament to see the level of the Discord. We didn't want also for our first tournament to be competing, but we probably if we will be hosting more tournaments, and we'll making tournaments probably bigger, like 124 players at least, 128 sorry, and those we may play. We also want to try to have some other good players inside to fight them, but in this tournament we decided just to keep it as a community thing, and that's mostly it. Okay, so let's see, let's start reviewing some deck lists, right? The tournament was won by Master Yi. Kind of surprising. I think I have some meta analytics here probably, just to review the tournament a little bit more in depth. I should prepare this before starting the stream, but who knows, just okay. So this was the this was the meta game of the tournament. There was like 14 Kennen, which is a lot, followed by Master Yi, then Draven, and Athira as the 4th deck. Irelia, there was so little Irelia, only 4, and only 3 Diana compared to Kha'Zix, which is surprising. Then a bunch of one-offs of less popular decks, and the biggest surprise I believe here is that there was not a single copy of Mel. Like everyone is hyped about Mel, like the new Diana and such, but there was no one playing it in our tournament. Of course, I believe it's a deck that only like specialists want to play it, but it was interesting. Another interesting thing was the amount of cards that were most played, with the stack deck of course being the most played deck. This is a little bit of a cheat because of course there were 14 cannon decks, but then the first card that was mostly played from the Vendetta was Up from the Deep. Okay, so this is like a start, and let's take a look at that Master Yi decklist that took the tournament. No, there was no Mel, not a single copy. Of course, it was a small tournament, only 59 players, so yeah, it can happen. Hello, Thagmuffin, how are you doing? Okay, so this list was kind of like stock. It's still on Scuttlecrab. We saw some spicy list with only steel post. I like a steel post. I'm a very big fan of steel post. So if that's a card you are running, I'm a fan of you. But here he was like a more conservative approach with the Scuttlecrab. 2 copies of First Mate and 2 copies of Akali. I think the Akali, like the player that won, which was Esten Acheron in Discord, told us that it wasn't super relevant. Like maybe he made a mistake and just wanted to run one and maybe perhaps another one in the side deck. But overall, the deck worked for him, right? Now, the biggest surprise, and I think this is something that we are seeing in a lot of deck list, is Onslaught. I was initially wary of this card, like, yeah, of course it's not an action, so it's just a block 6, super slow, it's defiable. But we found out that there were a lot of spots that in a lot of theater match, this card was winning a lot of games. Like, Rengar. Master Yi has problems taking back battlefields aside from Rengar. Like, Rengar was great and made Master Yi like tier 1, TRS, perhaps. Yeah, TRS. But because Rengar fixed the problem Master Yi had, that once you go in, it's very hard for them to take the battlefield back. Like, they need to use spells like Punch First, which they don't really want to do offensive Punch First, because this can get back off, hidden blade, whatever you are recycling to power. And we found out there were a lot of spots where we thought Master Yi was losing, and then suddenly Onslaught turned a Scuttlecrab, Pit Rookie, a Lonely Boro into an 8 might body, a 6 might body, and this allowed the G to take back the battlefield. So we saw Onslaught. It was probably every time I saw Onslaught, it was winning the game. Also, of course, the flow is relevant because this is kind of a draw a card, so the first copy is super relevant, and I think it was the card that most surprised us when we were streaming. Like, this card was super good, was great. The other great card was Rampage, but I think everyone knows about Rampage by now. So the biggest surprise was Onslaught. Hello, Esten. ¿Cómo estás? So there is Esten in the chat, which won the tournament, and he's saying that Onslaught was amazing. So this is a card that probably stays like a 1-off or even 2. I think the 1 copy is fine because the first copy you draw is 2 copies. But it fixed some problems for Master Yi. Hello, Not Monkey. Yes, I will be playing some Aether unless the chat wants me to play something else. But after we go through the deck list, we can go. Like, I will keep it simple. I will just talk about the top 4 for the Micelion Cup, because, well, I can talk about Draven, which I think is a bit interesting, but the others are canon, so just talk about one canon. Then, if there is a list, I want to see the best of Aether list, and probably we can do some games with the best of Aether list from Ottawa. It ended up 9th, so it was a bit unlucky in the tiebreakers, but I'm curious about. I haven't seen the list. Of course, I have seen the Rengar of Prismat, but nothing else about that. I'm surprised there's 3 Rek'Sai, but I'm eager to see them. You are between playing G or Kha'Zix, but yeah, Kha'Zix are not defining the man probably for best of Barcelona. What tournament are you going to attend, Wild? Like, Kha'Zix is a deck that surprised me a lot when I see it. It's super hard also. I have faced it several times with Aether, and I always struggle a lot. And I think it's a deck that can surprise a lot if people are not expecting it. Okay, so let's see the Keren list that make the finals. It has some spice. First of all, we are in the Treasure Hunter package, no Shadow Order. I like Treasure Hunter, like, of course Shadow Order is much better in the games you are fine. Like you have Seal and you are not forced to recycle a lot early. But otherwise Treasure Hunter gives you a little bit of economy that you need when there is no Seal of Discord. It's much weaker overall, and being able to attack for 3 is not great. Like there are a bunch, like for example Master Yi with a Poro, Shadow Order just obliterates the Poro, but Treasure Hunter doesn't, so that's a thing. They were playing Baron Azor and I guess the Harrowing. We didn't show this combo on stream, but there were several points in the games where if Malo, Bernardo, had the combo, they would have won the game. So it was a little bit weird because, of course, you are drawing Harrowing a lot of times and it's useless on its own. You are also drawing Nazor and it's useless on its own. But I think there are some matchups that if you combine them, it's great. I'm not sure if you want it main deck, but it kind of works for him. Again, there were a lot of spots where if Bernardo had played a Baron Nazor, they would have just won the game. Meta so aggro decks will always overperform its possessors. Yeah, I agree. And I agree, this also makes sense for decks that are already like a stock and that have a stock build like Rek'Sai, well, everything that is a Spirit Forge, Origins, even Unleashed into a sense, because they will kind of steamroll bad Vendetta decks. So that's also an important thing with Rek'Sai. It's kind of a very linear deck and just does your plan, but if you stumble a bit because your deck is not super consistent, then you will just lose on the spot. Let's see. Okay, another card that surprised me in Kennen was Death Grip. This card, I was like, I don't see it, but it made some great lines with Rasa, with Last Rights, using the Death Grip similar to Aether, also defensively sometimes, kind of ride the wind. So I was also surprised by the one of Death Grip. I saw it coming a bunch of times, and it worked for him. Here is more or less a stock, a bunch of one-offs. Wind and Gust, I like Rebuke a little bit more, but this is cheaper on the economy. And Invert Timelines, which I'm not a big fan of, but here it is. The sideboard is quite a stock. Okay, I wanted to talk about the Atakan. This card surprised me when I saw it. I wasn't big on Atakan, especially because the list I saw with Atakan were on the Headless Resurrection combo. I think Headless Resurrection is a little bit of an overkill. You don't want to be running like Atakan main deck and Headless Resurrection only for it. Of course, Headless has some utility with Fizz, but mostly that. But I saw Atakan being a very good touch against, for example, Master Yi, similar to Vi, right? Where you're attacking, but Atakan can't be charmed, so only let me think about it. Only Rampage can deal with it. But as Micelion model said, if you manage to surprise Atakan with Try to Win, that's GG into G, as Micelion said. And even if you don't have the Right to Win and you play it slow, unless they have Rampage, they just can't go in. They can't charm Atakan. So it's quite of a great card. And I was surprised by some aggressive starts, some aggressive plays from Bernardo. We saw them even going to 1 or 0 runes by playing aggressively the Atakan, and it kind of worked out. No, I didn't see. I don't want to. I'm worried, but what's this from? Oh, but this is a token, right? I mean, it's super cool. It is safe, yeah. I saw it here just in case. It looks cool. It looks cool. I want them to be making this kind of arts. I am always a fan of alt arts. Okay, we can also talk about the pricing for for Barcelona, right? I don't have the link right now, but it's also interesting. I will update the guide. There is like a super lot of content in the guide. I've been asking a lot about the guide. If I do an update, it will be just a small one. I'm focused on other things right now, and if you have the guide, you probably already have the tools to play in Vendetta. Like, the list doesn't change a lot, it's mostly the same, and it happened a similar thing with the Spirit Fortune list. Like, I have not changed the list a lot since I first played it. Like, if you think about it, my Utrecht list was the same as the list I had since the Spirit Forge, since Unleashed was in a spoiler season. So it's quite easy to go from there if you have the fundamentals, which is the important thing, and not the list ready. Ya, iba full loco con el atacante. Okay, so this was the top performing Kennen list, and there was Ezreal, which was the only one in the tournament. It's important to note that Ezreal and Victor, that made top 4, were the only copies in the tournament, so huge performance. This list, I don't understand. I don't get this Ezreal. I feel it's super greedy. Only one Ravenbloom Spirit student, which I believe is something Ezreal needs to contest battlefields early without spending resources. Just play Stupefy, and this attacks for +6. But they were running just one Ravenbloom. One pickpocket main deck, which I think, okay, you are touching against Miracle, but then there is no pickpocket in the side, only one-offs, similar to Kennen. So I was a little bit surprised by the list. I think it's quite spicy. Like, of course, it's basic Trove Ezreal list, but there is some like decisions that, of course, works for him, and it's probably something to study. Everything else is kind of similar. I don't see any spice except for, as we said, all these one-offs, and the one of Ravenbloom that honestly surprised me. No problem for distracting. It was fine. So let's take a look and end with the Micelion Cup to the victor that I think is in the chat, Agatapado. This list is funny because he wasn't running any Vendetta cards main decks, just good old deck list. And this is something like you in the chat said previously, that all decks are very consistent because they have a lot of tournaments in the back and such. So they can steamroll bad Vendetta decks. And this deck kind of proves that, right? No new cards in the main deck. The only decision we weren't sure, we were surprised a little bit, was the 2 of Safety Inspector in the main deck. Of course, you have 3 Cooldown Week and 2 Safety Inspector. You want to leverage the effect, but we weren't sure how relevant the maybe Agazapado in the chat can help us, that how relevant the Safety Inspector were, the extra effects. Solo cambiar una cosa, 3 Carstar por 3 del bicho que se hace 5 con Empower. Sí, a mí ese bicho me parece muy bueno, la verdad, Agazapado. So the Victor player is saying that he will change the 3rd Carstar, the 3 of them should underperform, and play the Empower guy that if you empower killing an unit, it's a 5 might unit, which means on turn 2 on the play, you can conquer with your recruit. That recruit will be dying anyway, so you just banish it, have a 5 might body in base, and then play another recruit. Yeah, Safety Inspector. But I was surprised because of how I feel cool is in the metagame. Like, there are tentacles everywhere. So I wasn't sure about that. In the sideboard, there is actually new cards. 1 Temporal Breach. I think there's Rockfall Path here, yes. And then 3 Decree of Insight. This card is, of course, super good. You can't Rengar against Victor. There was a G Victor matchup where, like, the Victor player was always holding one up, and the G player couldn't just Rengar, no matter what the Victor played in the battlefield. So these decrees, I think decrees are busted. They also are a feel bad card because they are super efficient, except maybe for the Chaos one. That Chaos one is unplayable, but the others are kind of great. Okay, so that's it for the Micelion Cup. Again, the other Hardy. Oh, let's take a look at the Draven, perhaps. Just a quick look to see if there is something spicy about it. It's Thed, but I think a lot of people are running Thed. And to ride the wind, I'm liking. I don't understand Draven lists that are not running at least 2 ride the winds. I have seen lists with only 1 or 0. I think ride the wind is super important in some matchups. Like super important. Only 1 up from the deep. I'm not a fan of 1 up from the deep, but I think it makes a little bit more sense in Draven. But overall, kind of a stock with a split of 2 fans, 3 Titanians, 3 Bonks. And in the sideboard, we have Prefect, of course, and 1 Brittle Steel main deck to have some edge against Aurora. Belowing to Cool makes Cool a bit more viable. Yeah, I guess so. I guess they can pillows into Cool. Okay, so enough of Micelion Cup. It was a great tournament. Thanks everyone who participated. We'll be making more. I want to see this Ottawa deck list. Of course, we got the Rengar. I'm not a fan of this deck, not gonna lie, but of course it's kind of similar to Annie, right? So I can see how Prismat likes it. They're not running the 1 cost unit that Sam Servant played. Of course, Prismat said that if he had played well, it would be a 12-0, so we can't underestimate a deck that is able to do that. But I'm not like a fan of this core, so maybe it's just a personal bias and the deck is actually busted. But I can see how some things could go wrong with this deck. Of course, it's a deck that can outplay you a lot of times because of the passive. Like literally all your cards are combat tricks. So it has a lot of outplay potential, and if you play bad against Rengar, you are probably losing every time. Like, that makes a little bit of sense, I think. I don't feel Cannon is great into attacking to Rengar, and Feyfolk is great in Rengar, so I can see how he won. There was a card I wanted to try on Rengar, which is the Endless Riches, but this deck draws more than it seems. Like, Seat of Power is a great draw card, and Emperor's Days is kind of fake draw, as I like to call it. Well, I assume everyone has seen the Rengar list. Let's see this. It's similar to the one of the Micelion Cup. Yeah, it has the Harrowing, Rebuke, Flash. Well, Flash is new, but yeah, pretty stock here. I don't like Ravenloom Prefect, by the way, in Canon. I think it's a bit of a bait card. You probably always want the second Salvage instead of Ravenloom Prefect. Like, you have Fizz, you have a Lightning Rush to send it to the Trust, some ways to find the Salvage, whereas Ravenloom Prefect is not a card you want to find, you want to have it before the threat is there. So Angler Beast is also a card that I never like. Like, this card is super bad into a tier. It's also only justifiable in Ezreal because you will be playing the list, but otherwise don't bring this into a tier. Like, we were testing, it was today, I think, or yesterday, we were playing like this exact list against a tier, and the Angler was just a meme. I had a board state of triple 1 cost GR, Doran Seal, Soul Sword, and BF Sword, which with 4 units, and Angler Beast was in my opponent's hand. Like, okay, this is a bad card. Cannon champion unit also. Where is the cannon? In the sideboard, or what do you mean? Do I have a deck competitive Jace without Aurora? The thing with GR decks is that they suffer a lot from Aurora hate, so Jace is quite difficult to play. There is a combo deck with Jace, but I don't feel it's viable. Maybe I have an oldies here, but again, this was super bad. It's more fun than good, I think. And this was like version 1 of the deck, so maybe it works for you. But oh yeah, I tried doing like a mid-range deck. This wasn't testing with the team or anything. It was just for fun. I tried to do a mid-range deck with combo. This is what I came up with. Not great, but if you want to have fun, I guess you could play this. You could also go all in the combo and get the Rengars out, get the Shock Blast out, and then just go get the Hextech out and go all in. This was semi-fun to play. There is also some infinite loops with Acceleration Gate and Apply Researcher, where you can untap one Plate Worm, one Garbage Grabber, and whatever, and then I don't remember right now how you loop, but there was a way to loop. So this was okay, but just fun deck that you probably win 1 from 5 games and you feel good because you combo without echo, which is this. Also, this was like a way to try to find an infinite combo that wasn't reliant on echo, in case echo was banned and everyone had infinite combos off the radar. But echo wasn't banned, so there is no reason to play this instead of Lux. I have a mid-range list with Hawaiian First Mate Accelerate Gate. You could play, I guess there is a mid-range list with Hawaiian and First Mates, but I feel it falls a little bit short. Like, First Mate plus Huey is never better than Huey plus Ride the Wind, so it's a little bit meh. Of course, you have more copies. Like Accelerating Gate, I think the signature is like a card that won't do anything until it breaks the game. Like, this card can be nuts. I mean, with Applied Researcher it's already very good. So, habla en español. Es que es muy tarde ya para hablar español, ¿no, Antonio? He dicho, voy a hacer un streaming ahora a estas horas y he dicho, bueno, lo pongo en inglés que habrá más gente de Estados Unidos y demás. But I think Jace has potential, like the legend ability is great, so I don't think it's only an Aurora deck. I also think Jace Aurora is a very bad deck, like very bad deck, probably the worst Aurora variant there has been, because it's super lineal. Like, if Elder Dragon is good in the matchup, you will win. Otherwise, you will lose. There are decks that you just lose even if you play turn 2 Aurora, which is something weird, because you don't have a backup plan. So I feel if you find a mid-range list that works well, you probably have a good chance to get a best of, or a combo version or whatever. So okay, this was the Kennen, and let's see the Rek'Sai. Oh, it's Rek'Sai Swarm, right? I never liked this. I used to play a Rek'Sai mid-range list with a lot of removal, Pew Pew, Piercing Light and such. And I liked it a lot. I don't like the just do your thing and get a lot of tokens. Yeah, a third player talking about tokens, but I'm not a fan of that. Like, this card is just full on do the token stuff, right? Nocturne Emissary, I guess, is a great card. I mean, this has the Cool the Weak Falling Star package and Void Rush, so I like the spells. I'm also not a fan of Blood Rush and Cliff, to be honest. Like, of course, they are very good in Rek'Sai, but it's just cards I don't like playing. I think they are bad cards overall. If you think about it, this is a very simple card. It works for now, but it's just a playstyle thing, I guess. I'm surprised they are running Brittle Steel instead of Salvage. I think Salvage could be better in this deck. Like, you rarely want the second Killa Gear, especially in Rek'Sai, where you have Cool the Weak and Hidden Blade. Only one copy of Hidden Blade. That's interesting. But I feel Salvage is much better. Buenas noches, Asier. ¿Qué tal estás? I want to see. Oh, well, I can see this Karen, but probably it's the same thing. Yeah, well, it has one Matriarch, but that's it. I want to see the another Rek'Sai to see if it's the same. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit swarmy, but more 2-drops, which go better with the removal package. But again, it leaves Mystic Vortex to punish tricks. That's great. I don't understand this card. Why are you playing this in the sideboard? Like, in what world you don't want that? Oh, you are not playing... Oh, you are playing one of this card. That's weird. Interesting. And there is another Rek'Sai 11th. Wow. I like this card. I don't think you need it, but I like it. Longsword, I was a very big fan of Longsword in Rek'Sai. Yeah, seems the same. And that's it. This is an 8. Oh, this was the one we just saw. Okay, so an Ezreal here, which is, I guess, it doesn't have the Ravenbloom. So maybe Ravenbloom is bait and people don't want to play Ravenbloom. Who knows? Deadly Flurry, Singularity, which is, yeah, kind of a stock. Nothing new here. Give me a sec. I need water. And let's see the Aether. Okay, now I will be like, probably this is more or less, unless you want to check any other list, I think we can play some games. If you want me to play a certain legend or a deck list, just paste it in the chat or just tell me play whatever. Play your Aether or play your Kennen or whatever. Hey, did I start a Riftbound a couple of weeks ago and you inspired me to play Aether? Could you answer some questions? Yes, of course, I'm here to answer whatever you need to. We are 3 people here, so we can always answer. Whoop. Let me see this Aether deck list. Get that Moe. Yeah, the 3 of us to answer your questions, so that's great. This is quite... I like the 3 hand hammers. I have been surprised by the hand hammer. And I have also been thinking about trimming Engard. Engard is super bad into Kennen. Not great. We wanted to hold with Engard, and I feel we don't want that much might early game because Kennen doesn't care about the +2. So I think hand hammer is fine. Yes, Duxus. Voy a la revisa. Ahora la revisa. Tengo que volver a meter Micelion. Uy. Riftdex. Y luego jugamos unos torneos. Lo dejo aquí preparado. Yeah, also Engard and Handhammer are not a great synergy, but I have been surprised about Handhammer. I'm on 2 right now, so I think 2 is the number, but I can see myself trying a 3rd one. Of course, I'm right now in like uncharted territory. I'm trying Steel Pulse, so I'm still trying a lot of new cards, but I have been surprised by Handhammer. It gives you an extra offensive might when you need. And of course, it's great synergy with guards and such. So probably going to 3 guards if you are on 3 hand hammer. And I would like to have a 3rd backup. I think backup is great at this metagame. Maybe cut 1 death grip or 1 hand hammer. But most of that, I guess it's like the typical Aether list, right? It's what we all like decks that are already solved. Okay, about the sideboard. They have a Steel Pulse in the sideboard. That's interesting. I wanted to try Steel Pulse in the main deck, so no big opinion on it yet. But and I'm interested about Tomb Raider Barbara. I think this card is great. I'm not sure if that's great in Aether, because sometimes in some main games you are aggressively recycling a lot of energy, and Tomb Raider cares about how many rounds you have. So not sure if Tomb Raider is the card in Aether, but I like it. I'm surprised about no decrease. I think some decrease are very important, like the purple one against so much Kennen. Just want to see play Aether. Yeah, I will be playing Aether. I can play this one or I can play my list. We could play this one to see the weakness and how the Handhammer works. What do you think about Aether into Kennen? I think it's quite close. I believe that Kennen has some starts that Athir can't really beat. Like if you go with an early Nocturne and such. I also think that if Kennen stumbles a bit, they don't have an early seal, they will be forced to recycle for the Nocturne, recycle for Kennen, recycle for Ride the Wind, and you can kind of out-recharge them. They don't have any answer to Arise, and they are not good at holding, so you play a back of in a key turn, you will win, or a Hidden Blade, even if it doesn't matter if they draw cards, they will be drawing their deck anyway. Also, I told, the Chaos Decree helps a lot, but that's mostly that. What do you think of Steel Pulse? The Aether deck has... I'm still testing it. I'm trying to Steel Pulse main deck just to see how it feels. Perhaps it's just a very bad card and it goes off, but I want to try it. So no big opinion on it yet. I don't feel it's a sideboard card anyway. Well, or perhaps, right? This is a unit that doesn't care about GR removal. It's a big unit. You don't care about GR removal, and of course, cards like Rebuke and Starkers are not great against Aether, so this could be fine in the sideboard. Let's see. Are you cutting the Scuttle right now? You're testing? Yes, I'm cutting a Scuttle. There is only a world where you want to play a Scuttle, which is if you are on Dragon form, the +5 might. I'm not super high on that card, but if you are in a Scuttle build, then it's much better. So probably only if I was on that. Other questions? Any thoughts on Yellow Cannon? I like Yellow Cannon. Not sure how many copies, because the deck is super stacked, and I like the stun effects. And also Cannon, if I'm not running Yellow Vi anymore, I think Cannon is super versatile into Master Yi. The problem with Cannon, of course, is that you need to, if you hide in a key turn, you want to hide because you are tapped out, and Yellow Cannon doesn't allow you to do that because of how it works. So you can either bluff your opponent and hope they think it's a back off, but of course it can blow out, or live 2 up. If you live 2 up, the opponent can't respect you, because normally if you live 2 up, there are some the opponent can't really break through, because you could have Discipline plus back off hidden, or Discipline plus Hidden Blade, or Hidden Blade plus Hidden Blade, or whatever. So if they ignore the battlefield you are at, they can just go into another, and then you are left with the cannon there, which means if you want to skip them hidden, like if it was a back off, you can just do your turn again and pass, but in this case you need to live 2 up again. So that's why it's a little bit risky. Of course you can do the play of just revealing it to move it back and use it as a buy, which is great against Master Yi, but it has some problems. But again, it's very versatile because it's both offensive and defensive. So I don't think it's crazy to run it, but I am just wary of the downsides. I think Barbara is overall a better card than Disarming Rake, unless you are a deck that really loses to Aurora and want a very quick disarming effect, or you have ways to use that power, to get that power easily, like Blue Sentinel or Seals, like in Ornn or whatever. But otherwise, if you manage to go to 7 normally, like in Nasu's case, I think Barbara is better. I can see also in Nasus, if you are going with the Astral Heron, I guess you can play Astral Heron into Disarming Rake on your 8 energy, and you can do that with Barbara, so I guess there is a point there. But overall, I think Barbara is a bit better on the might. When is the next event? We have not a date yet. We are focused right now on Singapore, China in my case, and Barcelona. So we want to try to do these tournaments like perhaps every 2 months or so. But right now we are a little bit focused on testing and such. So no big news on a new tournament. Mostraré mi lista Aether. Yes, I will show my decklist. It's no problem. I told you guys the Aether doesn't have any secret edge. Like, it's all of the same things. There was a point where my secret edge was Engard, but of course everyone knows Engard now, and we probably are taking Engard back. So not sure how Steel Pulse helps with Aether's game plan. Well, it's a card that doesn't care about GRs, which means it's very good in the matchups where your BF sword are constantly getting destroyed. So it's a unit to have, and you can probably deploy double units with a steel pulse, like play a gear and play a steel pulse. So it's difficult to play double bodies in non-Hall of Legends games. So that's an extra. Do you feel personally resembled with Kennen? Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit of a Kennen myself. A lot of questions. The moment I start talking about Aethir, a lot of questions arises. Play as Aethir against Kha'Zix with Noxian Demolitionist, and it felt completely winnable. That card is a problem, and Kha'Zix was always a rough matchup, so I can see how that feels bad. And I think those big spells like BF Sword, but of course punchers can get you out. So try to hold aggressively against that unit, both with backups, even Hidden Blade and guard and such, and that's mostly that. But unfortunately, it's not the greatest matchup, and that card is great against us, so that's mostly that. Yeah, Charm It is also fine, but again, it's kind of a small Adaptatron, so it's similar. The playstyle is similar to Adaptatron. Do you think a Steel Pulse is a go second side? I'm not sure. I think it could have its matchups. Again, I have no strong opinion on Steel Pulse. I'm still testing it, so can't say. Aethir is still strong, but because the core is super strong, so no big defeats in there. I don't know what's going on with my AC. Do you recommend anything to do in Barcelona pre or after the event? Just bring some snacks, right? Like nuts and almonds and such. That should be fine on its own. Man, I already answered to you. What's wrong with you? Okay, let's do some games. Degree of Focus. What did you tell me about Degree of Focus? My local has a lot of red exciting to Degree of Focus. What do you think? Yeah, that's a great idea. Look at my deck list. 2 Degree of Focus. I think with Rengar and Draven, maybe 2 is overkill. Maybe I only want 1. But if your local meta, of course, degrees are highly dependent on the metagame. So if your local meta is full of Fury, go with 3 Degree of Focus. No one is going. They will maybe hate you, but they are playing your counters. So how do you play around Pickpocket? You just don't. You try to play Handhammer, of course, Brutalizer, because Pickpocket is not great after a while. So if you start with Handhammer into BF Sword and such, then like it's only good on turn 1, but you don't have a good ways to play around. Like it's not like you are not playing at turn 1 if you have it. Previously we had Desert Skull to play around it, but a bad card. Yes, I can see your list. Wait a second, I forget about it. You told me you were like 32. Oh, this is top 32. So what were you playing? Were you playing Aethir? Is this... No, I don't see any Aethir here. Do sucks. Am I blind? Jace. Oh, Andres Benito, yes. I already started with purple. I was talking about Jace Aurora. I think Jace... The problem with Jace, it doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. Like, you have an only plan, which is your 3 units. That's Elder Dragon. So if Elder Dragon is good in your matchup, you will win the game. Otherwise, you will probably lose it. Especially if the opponent knows how to play. The only tip I can give you against purple is to try to ramp a lot. Like, have, what it is, a lot of plate with mechs, even some birds to start conquering and forcing the opponent to go in. So once you play the Elder Dragon, you don't get blown out by Starcrossed. Like you can, if you have a lot of plate with mechs and ramp and such, you can probably play Elder Dragon plus Velo's Breath, Elder Dragon plus Flurry, and some combinations of that. So that's what can beat purple. Like if you play, where is it? Velo's Breath and then Aurora triggers, you get the Elder Dragon, the enemy units instantly die, so they can't even play Starcross because they don't have any units to do it. So that's mostly that. But again, the problem with this deck is that if the opponent's deck is good against Aurora, then you are not going to do a lot of things. Might be time to bring Blitzcrank back. I think Blitzcrank could be fine. Okay, so anything else, or do... Bring on that, Degree of Unity to kill Rasa, yes. Kill Rasa, and also kills... it also kills Kennen on turn 1 or turn 2, so that's very good. A good counter as Kennen against Diana. I'm strong against Diana on my local tournaments. I think against Diana you need to be like hoard a little bit of might from hand and then do some crazy turns with Ride the Wind plus Lash Rides plus Rasa or something like that. And if you constantly flood the board with a lot of might, they don't have good ways to deal with. I can criticize your Rumble list, yes. We can still do the deck list. You don't want me to play today, right? This is Micelion Cup, yes, this is Ottawa. Okay, so you wanted to see your Rumble list and Cathix. I think there is like a best of here, right? But let's do it better. Cathix. 93rd was the worst Cathix. I think this is a little bit low for Cathix. Not gonna lie. Feyfolk, Mr. Root. I don't like Mr. Root. I think this card is too cute to play. Like, yeah, it's cute. That's the word for it. Luthien. I think this is a little bit set 2, set 3. I like the third. I guess Luthien could have its matchups, but I don't feel you are... Like, Luthien doesn't help in the weakness of Cathix. Like, Cathix is great at attacking and going back, so I don't feel Luthien is that good. Void Assault is great, and Forbidding Waste is also nice with Void Assault. I don't know if Cathix is an up from the deep deck. Like, you are good at protecting your units, so I don't feel like you really need the fodder. Onslaught seems great, of course, with up from the deep. That's for sure. Only 2 punch first. I'm not super expert on Cathix. Like, for example, I don't like this list, but I'm not an expert, and they want best of, so probably I'm wrong. But I feel there are some things that I don't feel they are great. Like the tentacles, I think they are overplayed in some decks, like this one. Yeah, like this also has the broken thing of Feyfolk into... Oh wait, they didn't have a Star Spring. They have Forbidding Waste, which I guess it's fine with Feyfolk. But I'm also surprised about no Star Spring. Some Wardens instead. I mean, I guess this card is great in Cathix, but otherwise, there's Rengar. I think also Rengar is great with a Star Spring to protect it and such. No First Mate. And Mr. Root. I hate Mr. Root. I don't think Mr. Root is great. He's good. I think the Traveling Merchant is great in this deck. And if you want extra 2 drops, you could probably play Shadow Order Disciple. I think that's much better than a 1 mic'd unit that dies to Tentacles. So you don't want to be giving the good cards to the Tentacles. Let me read something more. Yeah, Jap stream, exactly. Okay, I will check the Diana, I will check the Rumble, and I think I will start playing games. I mean, I'm fine talking, but there are a lot of people that want me to see games. Okay, what was the Rumble? It was like 83, so it was better than Cathix. Rumble. Was it the best of? Is this one Blue's Chubby? So you go. Like, it's a hell of a difference between you and the second one. Well, I guess this was day 2, right? I like Jap streams. I will check the Diana afterwards. Okay. Again, my experience with Rumble has been for the Nations class. So not a big experience. I have loved, by the way, Rumble. Where's the Rumble Nations class? So, of course, Nations class is a little bit different because we were trying to counter things and such, but I guess this deck was built around Kai'Sa, so it's my only experience with it. Forecaster is like an insane card. I think you should play it even in Kai'Sa, so great card. Yeah, this split we were having second thoughts. We didn't know if we wanted to run 3-gem Jammer or 2 Poro or vice versa. It depends a little bit on how you are building the spell package. We were trying to kind of build a Kai'Sa deck in Rumble, so it makes a little bit more sense with the Get Excited, Time Warps and such. But I see you are not running a lot of recycling spells, so I guess it's fine to go with Gem Jammer and go more aggressively. So that's also the reason the Bubble Bot, Noxus, Rumble, Darius, Pharaohs, and Fox. I don't think I like of these cards. I don't think I like Darius Trifarian a lot. I think it's not something the deck needs too much. I will probably be running some copies of the Mex spell, like of this one. Well, I guess it's different because of course we are leveraging applied researchers, which means these cards are just for 1 draw a card and play a mech, and this is for 1 in the trust create a mech, and for 4 in total create 2 mechs, so kind of a 10 move Pharaoh for runner. So I think this is like just different ways to approach the deck. I feel you are committing a lot of cards to conquering. I don't think Rumble has that much of a trouble conquering, especially because you have Thousand Tail Fox Watcher. So I'm not sure you want the triple Cliff, Darius, and well, Longsword are great to hold to, but that's mostly my critique about it. I'm not missing any good card. Like perhaps the Noxus, you may not want them and may want some extra tricks. But again, this is like a completely different approach, so I think this is fine. And you have like extra units here. So that's mostly it. I think the deck is fine. Of course, Rumble is like you don't have a lot of mechs to add to the deck. I think I will run some of this spell. You are not recycling a lot, like only Falling Star, and you are not even running 3 off. So I guess that's fine. And if you are really caring about the recycling aspect, I will probably run the 3rd Poro and get some extra, because Longshore is quite expensive. About the side deck, I think it is fine. I probably want the blue Decree. I think Master Yi is hard for Rumble, and I want to have an edge against Rengar. So I think having the Decree is mandatory, either as a single copy or perhaps 2 copies. Yeah, I'm down to see after gameplay. The Ring of Cannon start. Okay, let me check the chat for a second. Yeah, the interaction with Researcher and Mechs and this kind of cards was great. It also makes Falling insane. So that's something to explore, either here or in Kai'Sa even. But I like it, Mech. Like the passive is great. Like it's kind of a semi-Master Yi, but you can stack the battlefield. And of course, First Forerunner is great. I think purple matchups are a little bit rougher because you can leverage First Forerunner, but that's mostly it. Yeah, boys. But overall, congratulations, by the way, for getting the best of. Again, huge difference between the second one. Let's see what they had. Yeah, I think this is like bad mechs. I think Rumble Hot-Headed is much better. And you don't want to over leverage on the mechs. Like, these ones are good. Oh, this is a match. Yeah, but this is a match that you don't have here, right? So not great. I think your list was much better than this one. Gracias. Good water. Okay, let's see the Diana and let's go play some Aether. Okay, fine. Unless you want me to keep yapping. I need water because I'm yapping a lot. Nice. Micelion. I'm super not a fan of Diana. Just make this sure before. We don't like it in Team Micelion. We think it's a bait deck. Will you play Aether in... I'm not going to read all that about Bezoya. Would you play Aether Barcelona? Probably. I'm between right now, well, I'm between 3 decks, actually. Aether, Kennen, and one I will keep secret in case I decide to go for it. But, like, if I wanted to give chances, it's probably 60%, well, not 60, but 50% Aether, 35% Kennen, 15% the other deck. Maybe 10% the other deck and 40 Kennen. Like, I like Kennen, that's the problem. I like the playstyle, and I also want to play something different. But I never feel anything as strong as Aether. Okay, let's see this list. Parabot. The Parabot synergy with Hui is great. Oh, Take Clock Matriarch. This is spicy, 4 of these. 3 of these, place it. 5 Abandon plus Harbor Gain. I'm tired of seeing this card. I don't like it. I think if you are on Tail Clock Matriarch, like you are leveraging your bodies and have ways to play double bodies, you don't really want the tentacles. Tentacles are a good card, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel they are like a way to go into everything. So aside from the Tail Cloak Matriarch, which I like, I think it's pretty stock. You have the Patchet Parabot for the Hui synergy. Not entirely against that. Like the other unit you could be running was Gas Monk, which I guess it's fine against Kennen, but I'm not sure how much does this struggle against Kennen. Like if the matchup is fine, then go for it. I probably am missing a Vex. Yeah, they are in the sideboard. Makes a little bit of sense. How do you see Rel and G for Barcelona? I feel G is so strong, it's gonna be so many of them. Yeah, I believe G will be top 5 decks for sure. I could take a hot take and say top 3. I mean, it's the best deck by far. Not by far, but like, it's the best deck. Of course, is the difference enough for people to take the best deck instead of the second best deck that gives best stuff? I think it is. I think a lot of people will want to go with Master Yi and go that invite, secure that invite. It will be also great to win the event with Master Yi if someone does that. So that's a lot of narrative, like not even caring about the best of, going for the win. So because this happens a lot, right? When you do a good result with a deck, you're always asked about the best of, like were you going for the win or just for the best of, and the win was an extra. People ask this a lot. Like it happened to another Aether player that he was like, people are just talking about the best of, and I am just playing the best deck. And I think the narrative of people to try to switch the mentality from best of farming to actually competing, I think that would be great narrative, and people can leverage on that. What do I think about Akali? I think Akali is super bad. Like, well, not super bad. Like, Akali is a difficult deck because it has everything about Akali is good. Everything about Akali screams great. Like, very good signature, quite an useful legend, and decent champion. Like, you either have a very strong champion that recycles, which is the green one, or a normal one that goes well on curve, similar to Diana. Of course, Diana is much better, but you get me. And the signature is super good. The problem with Akali is both two things. Like, I don't feel green and and Fury, like Calm and Fury, synergize super well. So you end up without a real plan. It's like the cards that you could play are very bad into purple, like Fire Forerunner and such. And it's also a little bit of a bait deck in that if you play it badly, it will punish you a lot. Because if you are constantly moving back and forth and not scoring, like your Akali Legend is not a mandatory thing. You can actually conquer and play a normal game until you want to move things around. And I think you should be aggressively empowering Akali much more to actually get the value constantly of the legend. Like once you empower Akali, it's all the game like that. So, but then there are decks that are leveraging the Akali with Jhin, Stellacorn. Stellacorn is also fine. Like I guess Stellacorn is fine, doesn't recycle, but it's missing some actual punch to really break through. I think it's a deck that with more additions, as the ability works, it will be great, and in other metagame, it will also be nice. I would love you at least Worlds in Riftbound has no best of for us. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed about the best ofs in the regionals. I know I had friends call me crazy because in the end they are bringing like millions of prizes with the best of, but I really wanted like a metagame where I'm not caring about the best of and just going for the best deck. Not only me, but every competitor. So we can see how an actual metagame shapes like, because I believe Riftbound is not like all the people think the buried metagame is just about the best of. Of course, decks like Vi, Renata Glask and such are only because of the best of. But I believe we could have a healthy metagame with even 10, 8 legends, or even more. And I think we can see that truly sign and see people kind of target the top decks because of this best of thing. I also believe it's kind of hard competitive wise because unfortunately money is money and there is a lot of money in, I guess, especially Lux and Ari best ofs. And I expect this is a lot of pressure on the judges to kind of disqualify people because they need to do it. And I think, like, I could bet right now that there will be some disqualification because someone tried to bribe someone. Because in the end, if you are playing for a lot of money and you don't even need to win the event, because of course, if you are 8-0 and the opponent tries to bribe you, you don't care about that. You want to win the event and you will call a judge and that's it. But as this is kind of controversial maybe, but if you are playing kind of a 3-2, so you are just fighting for day 2, sorry, and how the best of work with day 2. And someone comes, offers you, like, there's a lot of money. I don't know how much someone could offer for Ari, but of course this is highly legal. But I hope the judges are very eager and try to catch this. But of course it's just a lot of pressure in the judges, and I think it feels bad also if you are fighting for a best of, which again it's a lot of money, and then you lose it because someone concedes someone. So it's just kind of a lot of things that has nothing to do with competition, and I don't really like that. I want to get more about this. Yeah, exactly. I think the promo is the key thing. If they really want to make like the pricing war, the top 60, like the Casante participation is not great. Like this is also relevant with Barcelona. I don't think if anyone has the tweet where there is the Barcelona promos and has the link at hand, if they send it to me, it will be great, because I want to point something out I noticed in Barcelona, which I think we all did, but it's interesting. I will be answering questions in the meantime. Is Aether a good choice now? Aether has always been a good choice since it started. What do you think of Turn to Dust? It feels so disgusting to me in this meta. Turn to Dust... I don't feel it's like the best card. Well, of course you still need it in Diana. I don't feel there will be a lot of Aurora, so it's fine. But I think you need a copy of this. It's also fine sometimes to Dark to Dust the last rights or something like that. So I think it's like a unnecessary evil. Yeah, questions will never end, but I think they are going fine. I just want to go into the thing, so let's see if I can find the tweet. Oh, there is it. I think it is here. Yeah, this is something I noticed. Thanks for sharing, TRS. Like, I believe they are trying to go out of the same art promos, which I think it will be a right step into making best of not the actual prize. Like, for example, if in the regionals we had like, you can use popular arts like Ari. Well, Ari is the typical one, but Jinx, Akali, or whatever. Even Aether is cool. I don't think a lot of people care about Cassante, for example. Like, I have been playing League of Legends not in a while, but I think Cassante is fairly new, right? There is not the arcane thing and such. But I believe they are trying to do the unique promo things. I mean, the top 8 promos were lackluster before, and I think they made a last time change here. So I believe this winner promo was unique because it sucks to have a non-unique winner promo. I mean, the art is nice, but it's not unique. And if you think about it, the mats are mismatched. So they were probably doing the winner promo, top 8 promo in Jace, and no promo in top 128. Then they thought that it was a mistake to don't have a unique art in the top 8, but they didn't have time maybe to design a new promo card. This is just, of course, gossip. So I believe they kind of duplicated the winner one, bring the Jace here. That's why the mat is the one from the top 128, and the mat from the top 128 doesn't make any sense with this Jace. So I believe maybe for Singapore, or at least for sure, I think for LA, that we will have unique winner promo, unique top 8 promo, and maybe the top 128 is still an alt art, but I hope they go back to unique promos with, like, Bone Silver was a great promo. Not for price, of course. Bone Silver is, I don't think it's expensive, correct me if I'm wrong, but having a unique art as to commemorate an event, I think it's quite good for the game, and it's just like an extra art that you can use for an event that is 2,000 people. I don't think the cost for an artist is that far-fetched. I don't think if anyone agrees with me or you believe that this was intention from the beginning, but of course I think this is a good move, by the way. I think they are constantly switching things, so that's great for them. When the matchups are displayed in RQ, is the legend your opponent is using zone as well? I think so, yes. When you have pairings, you have like table 24 versus Aether or Master Yi. What's the best Kai in Micelion? Well, this is exclusive for the MetaFi. So, but I guess we can see. It's the very first list, so nothing super fancy about Kha'Zix. I have personally not tested Kha'Zix, but Christian is testing Kha'Zix. Where is Kha'Zix? I think I added it. Oh no. Oh, excuse. I was looking for Kha'Zix. This is Screech. So this kind of was the list. He's playing the Tentacles. I'm entirely against that, but he's playing them. Only 2 Rengars, but it has a South Order Disciple instead of the Mr. Root. Grim Resolve has extra might, and then the Rampages, which are great with Fizz. That's a great synergy. Now, quick thing, and of course the Demolitionist. I hate it in testing, but it is what it is, and it has the Star Spring plus Forbidding Waste. So that's mostly the list. You have list of not every legend, because we don't want to kind of give legends that we haven't tested a list. There are a lot of good lists from Ottawa and such that you can look, but for a lot of decks there is like good content in the Discord where we have also organized a tournament. We plan to do more tournaments, and you can talk about anything there. And also sometimes we do like play with the with the members of it and such. Like I will be playing now with some members if there is someone online, because I think we can finally play some games. Okay, last thing. Maybe I'm just yapping right for the following stream. Do you think Nasus was overlooked and is not that bad right now? I think Nasus is interesting because it allows you to play the big units and still have interaction up, which is great. But I think it has some weakness, like there's ways to react to the Nasus trigger and punish you for tapping out. So that's something also to keep in mind. I don't think it's like the worst deck there is. Like initially it was like a meme deck, but I don't think it's like TRS or Tier 1 or anything. Okay, let's play some Aether. Because if have I seen the Mel list? No, I haven't, but if we go for it, then I won't end. Now let's try to edit this deck to try some spice. Now, I'm as I told you in 3 backups, I want to try the third hand hammer just to see. This makes sense for the third card. I don't want B. I kind of also want to try the cannon and a steel post. So let's do some spies. Of course, this list is not like don't. Oh no. I think I need to go back, right? Yeah, makes sense. I want to try a steel post. Don't do this at home, but let's try it. I probably can't play third hand hammer if I'm on steel post and I want to up cards. Should play like that. I also wanted to try cannon. I will play 2 copies and then I will get rid of 1 backup. Normally when I test, even if I wanted just 1 cannon, I will play 2 just to see it in more games. So yeah, that's too many cards to test. I need to cut. I'll probably cut. Like I probably cut the cannon and that's it. But as I want to test, I probably cut hand hammer. I also want to test hand hammer. I will try playing without Engard. Also, I was trying. I have been trying a new battlefield strategy, which is Orangeforge blind, Trifarian on the play, and Hall of Gems on the draw. It is fine, but I am not entirely sold on Orangeforge. So, but there is no. I don't think there is any new battlefield that I want to play. Like I end up always going back to Seat of Power, but I feel there are a lot of decks right now that get value from Seat of Power. So let's keep Orangeforge. In the sideboard, probably this is fine. I think this is a little bit overkill, but it's just to test some games, right? How I update, perfect. Now I should go back and then did this here, yes, fine. Yeah, I always try to replace Sid, but I go back to Sid because that's it. So I will send a looking for game in the Discord. Oh wait, because if I host a room you can see. I guess this one will be for anyone in the stream, right? Or the Discord, whoever is faster. Otherwise I can just do matchmaking. Like if this takes a little bit long, because again it's super late here, it's 1 AM, so it can take long, so I can just maybe queue into some games. And that's it. What do you think about Draven? I think Draven is a very good deck. I haven't played a lot Draven in other sets, but I have played this a little bit because there was I had a bunch of students, of coaching students on Draven, and I have found out it's quite a good deck, has very good lines, and it's actually harder than it seems to play because you need to try to bait combats and try to make your opponent think they are actually holding and such. So it's a bit more interesting than it seems initially. Okay, hello Silky, good luck. Don't stream a snipe. Let's get finally a game, right? Okay, let's try the strategy I talked you about. with Honors Forge game 1. No, my bad matchup. At least we go first. I believe a quick Arise can hurt a lot Cathix. Not sure if I want the Soul Sword. Of course I can do Soul Sword and Hammers on Soul Arise, which is fine. But I also want some tricks against Cathix. This Soul Sword is quite interesting. I think I need to find some extra gear. Especially if Cathix is running, like some lists run Hard Bargain and Abandon. Like otherwise I could just go with this. Go Soul Sword turn 1, turn 2 Hand Hammer, turn 3 Soul Sword Arise. Because of Horns Forge. But of course we can't bank on Horns Forge, so we just mulligan 1 and see what I get. And this is super good. I like Yellow Cannon, yes. I think it's a good card. But not a card you want in every deck. Now here I could equip the BF Sword to the Sun Soldier. Protect it from Cathix, but I believe if my opponent plays like Cathix here and Conquers here, I can punish with a Rise, so I can play it a little bit safer. Yeah, I don't feel like... Now that I think about it, of course Tentacles make a little sense with Cathix. Like, you can expose them and attack with Cathix, so I can see now... Like sometimes we judge cards and they are a little bit better than they seem. I still don't feel it's great. Because it's only in the early with Cathix, but once you play Cathix, I don't feel it's super necessary. I guess it's good on the draw, yeah, for this exact play. But that's it. Like, probably this is the ceiling of the Tentacles. Like, turn 2 Cathix and Conquer. I'm surprised my opponent doesn't Conquer here. That's interesting for sure. Now I can either like stay up or yeah, I will Conquer no matter what here. Go to 2 points. Then I can develop this. This is something I will make for sure. Now, probably equip Hand Hammer. I want to develop the Aether. I don't want the opponent to doing something crazy, like punch first into Rampage, but of course I have a Rise. So another question here is if I develop Aether, I probably want to protect this battlefield. I can either attach Soul Sword here, which makes this a 6, and then the opponent needs to kind of play something into Cathix to Conquer. Well, they could buff it, yeah. They could buff it, which is not ideal. I could stay up and play double Hidden Blade. I think the tempo I win from that is good. Or I could just play the Aether and hide a Hidden Blade. I think having a Rise, I'd probably develop Aether and get a Hidden Blade hidden. Hola amigo, ¿cómo vas? Tengo una duda, ¿sabes si hay alguna posibilidad de que saquen Riftbound Online de forma oficial, como a mí me refiero? Yo creo que sí, no sé cuándo, pero obviamente es algo que quieren hacer. Lo querrán hacer bien, entonces les llevará su tiempo, pero vamos, yo creo que tanto como marca de juego como también dinero, ¿no? Que al final es una empresa, no tendría sentido no sacarlo. The thing, well, something that I think is important, that what I just told in Spanish, is that... Okay, that's fine for me. I probably just draw 2 cards here, then that's it. No, I want to play it. Not that if there is going to be an online Riftbound. So I believe it makes a lot of sense for Riftbound, for Riot, for UVS to create an online Riftbound, because of course both for marketing. I mean, Riftbound is just 1 year old and it's already talks about being in a few years top 3 deck and whatever. Okay, that's fine. Top 3 decks and whatever. So I guess that would be great, and they need an online. I'm getting distracted with the game. An online client to truly sign. It's big money for a company, so I don't see anything that couldn't make sense. Okay, the thing here and why I'm not respecting Void Assault. I'm great against this kind of plays. Like, I'm losing my units, yes, but my opponent is losing a lot of economy and using 2 important spells. Oh yeah, they have Tom, so my idea is a little bit worse. And I also already had the Arise to kind of punish this plays. Like, they could go back with Cathix, but I'm at 2 points, which means I will have the initiative. I will be able to conquer both battlefields and then have 2 units in the backline, which is great. So I'm only punished if my opponent is like doing double Void Assault plus Hard Bargain. Those are the only lines that could punish me. In this case, I'll probably still play the Arise. Like, I'm not sure how many Hard Bargains they are running, but I could be playing a Gear here and then playing back off, but I will be at 3 points, which is not something I want to happen. So this was like the worst thing possible, that it was double Void Assault because plus Hard Bargain. Because if it was with Fizz, I was kind of covered, but now I'm not. I could try to play a Gear, Sun Soldier, and then have back off plus Discipline, or back off plus Hidden Blade, but my opponent's at 3, so I think that the risk reward of doing a Rise is fine. I think otherwise I fall too much behind. So let's see if my opponent has the Hard Bargain. It needs to be kind of a specific sequence. Yeah, that's great. Resolve, so I create 1, 2, 3, 4. To ready. This can kill everything, but they need to push also here, so probably. Yeah, probably I equip. I think I can play slow a little bit. Equip here and equip here. Oh, this makes no sense. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. My bad. So I will go here. Yeah, that's a mistake on my side, right? Because this is a brutalizer. Streaming is hard. Yes, this is like super bad on me. Like, this is a misplay. If I had the brutalizer, this wouldn't have happened. Now I'm kind of losing the game for this decision, but we need to double down on it. I think I can hold here, so my opponent will be at 5 now that I have made this mistake. And I probably need to play. I don't think I need to recycle more energy. Okay, this was like super simple to not fall into it, but I made a huge mistake not respecting Rider Wind. I just had to kind of attach the Longsword to the ready Sun Soldier, and then if this happens, I can just reattach the Brutalizer, attack for 8, trade the Cathix, which is fine because I can also equip the Soul Sword, and even a trade is fine because they will be losing a lot of might. Okay, that's Fizz, which will be Void Assault, I guess. Let's see how they moves. Yeah. This has happened to me, like, in other... Where should I move this, by the way? Base. This has happened to me other times that I have streamed. It feels like you are focused on other things, so you're kind of playing automatically, and then things like this happen. Squirtle, is there any chance you could take a look at the best man list from the tourney and give your thoughts? Ottawa, right? So yeah, I could take a look. Probably... Oh, it's Ottawa. Yeah, so... One opponent's making the turns. I still think we are not in a very bad spot in this match. But of course it could be much better. Okay, oh, this is fine. So I probably need to go here. There is another, like, this body is also be recycled. Now I need to hold just one battlefield. Probably play a Rise. I have green, so yeah, yellow is fine. Create 4 Sun Soldiers, which I will think about now. This will be played here probably with this Sun Soldier. This will be played here. Equip the Brutalizer. I want 2 in the backline, so I think this is fine. I now probably need to hide. Now this is one of those spots that cannon is not great because I don't want to be holding up. I mean, I could hide cannon plus back off and then decide what I will be playing. So probably cannon here, which is my strongest battlefield. I guess I want to... Well, this is worse with the handhammer. Yeah, probably like this, and I guess the back off is a little bit better. And then I have either discipline, either hidden blade, and then either cannon. Oh, this goes here, by the way. Again, this game was all on my part for not respecting that right win, which switched the point tempo. Otherwise, I would be the one at 6 and my opponent at 5, which means I'm not pressured to do this kind of all-in plays. Let me check in the meantime the medal list. It's easier to talk about a deck than playing on a stream, so that's fine. I'm not Mel, like... Okay, this is 5. So this kind of only beats. Yeah, I'm fine with this trade. I don't want to overcommit. Again, if I manage to hold here, then I can try to conquer with this on the hidden blades, and then this cannon works for me. I like Mel. I don't feel it, like, at first we thought it was super bad. I feel it's good. I don't feel it's broken. Alanth is a very good player, and he always also likes to hype his deck. I feel it's a good deck, not the best deck or anything. I think it's good, and it has a lot of agency. I think it has some glaring issues, and it's in the end it's a control deck in Riftbound. Okay, so now I would play a back off. Let's see. Wait, I always don't know the key. Let's see what my opponent does. This means my cannon is kind of wasted here. But I like Mel. I think it's lacking some accelerated things, and if people run accelerated against you, you will be losing a lot of games because you don't have any ways to stop that. This is a +3, so I will be losing. I think I wasted discipline here. Well, waste. I don't feel like I will need to use the cannon anymore in this battlefield. Oh, this hidden blade are nice. Okay, that was great. If I managed to hold this battlefield. Handhammer working here a little bit. Oh, that's fine. Buff it. Yeah, exactly. But I think Alan is confident because again, he's a good player. Best card in deck. He's a very good player, and I guess I will play a steel bot, right? Like this is actually good in the if I have to conquer back. So play this. I probably want to equip Handhammer to one of these units. Have a big hold here, and then this one here, and double hidden blades should do the work. So he's always very confident, but also because he's a very good player, and he runs these purple chaos mind decks, which are a lot of agency. Oh, now that I think about this, Matriarch with Fizz is great. Yeah, Blarpel God, exactly. So he is able to scale gap a lot, but I also think he likes to overhype his deck, and in the end, overhyping a deck is good for content, like becoming the Mel guy or the Blarpel guy, or in my case the Aether guy, right? Where does this go? Base, okay. Yeah, I feel like I couldn't lose anything if I let this conquer happen, but of course I don't think there is a better spot for Hidden Blade. Yeah, Rebutal is like super good card. The thing is, I feel decks where Rebutal is not great, you will be struggling a lot. Like for example, Rengar. Rengar is a deck that really doesn't care about Rebutal. You don't have ways to be fast. Like Researcher is very good, but it's a slow card. I will be doing the same thing, right? Just draw cards. I want to win this game. That was my third Hidden Blade. I was lucky here. Like Researcher is great, but it's super slow card. That is fine. Yeah, you will be conquering that. And in the end, you are struggling if your opponent is going fast, or if the opponent is able to remove Researcher or something like that. Thanks, Ailan. I love streaming. It's a little bit late here, so don't mind me if I am a little bit sleepy, maybe. So Starcross into Steel Post, yes, that's GG. Yeah, but they can play a lot around that because in the end, Mel doesn't have like let's see the Mel deck. That's all one of the reasons I like the third. This is GG. I like the third because it gives you a little bit of might in the back lane. So I think third could be solving a problem, which third compared with Right the Wind can help you have that might to fight early, like Ravenbloom, Trolley Merchant. But in the end, this deck doesn't have a lot of units, which means you are actually not needing to play punch first. Why would you play punch first? You can just play units. If they do Gast, you can ambush another unit. If they do Starkers, you can ambush another unit. Like everything, every of this deck dies to ambush. It's lacking the speed. Doesn't have a Thousand Tail Watcher and such. I think that is a good addition. Sprite Fountain is the only cheap removal that can hurt you, but everything else is just super slow in my opinion. It also doesn't have a lot of card advantage aside from Dredge with, but again, relies on researchers. So the deck is great when researchers is online, but otherwise, it's not the best thing you could be doing. Okay, let's see game 2. I guess Decree is good in this matchup, right? I don't see why it shouldn't be. Caltix is not a deck that holds, so a Tempo Ace could be fine. Remember, I'm playing it now on Hall of Legends, yes, for the new strategy. Don't feel any card is super bad. Like a Steel Pulse doesn't look good, right? But I want to try it. I also want to try Cannon, so let's play a game. We can't side out these cards. Eye of the Herald is actually good against Caltix. So let's side out the Soul Swords. Normally I will probably side out the Steel Boss, but... And then get the Charm, maybe? Or Nasi. I want to one-off Acid, just to try things up. I think Charm is super... stock. Thed into Draven, or... Like, Thed Legend into Draven Legend? Or Thed in Draven, or Thed against Draven? What do you mean? At TRS. If I'm lucky with draw, I can sneak a game from Rengar with Rockfall Path plus Temporal Reach, but then I just lose next 2 games. Yeah. I think decks like Rengar that don't rely a lot on spells are bad matchups for Mel. Aside from that, I think the list is pretty stock. Like Socolast is a hell of a card with Researchers, allows you to pay the 3 and then get a 3 card value from free, so that's nice. I'm surprised about this one. I guess you are only starting combat when you want. Yeah. I also feel this deck suffers a lot if the opponent plays, if you miss the 1-drop. Of course, a lot of decks still does, but this doesn't have a legend like Diana. Even the purple legend is fine in some matchups. I'm not sure if they are running it in the sideboard. Doesn't seem like that. Okay, let's see. I think this should be good. I don't want Hidden Blade, and I need years, but we are still in the cannon testing scout group, so let's keep cannon. I think it's our turn 1, right? Well, cannon time is it? It's just a way to play. It's easier to proc than on the play, and it's just a way to. This is crazy, this cannon. It's just a way to kind of play Orange Forge on game 1. I wanted to play Orange Forge on game 1 because... Okay, we can proc here. The thing is I don't want my cannon to die. We can proc Orange Forge on game 1, get a lot of... sorry, not proc. Get value from Orange Forge on game 1, which is much more relevant because there is not... a lot of GR hate game 1, and Hall of Legends doesn't care about GR hate because if I get Doran Seal and get 2 units here, that's great for me. So that's one of the main reasons. Not because Hall of Legends is good on the draw, which is it is. Like Hall of Legends is great on the play, on the draw, blind, everywhere. So it's just by making my game 1 a little bit trying Orange Forge mainly in game 1. Basically, I have messed up a little bit. I guess buy cannon, high cannon. At least I can replay it, right? I'm trying the Legend Cannon. I'm just trying a staff. I mean Thed without sounding driven. I think Thed is a very good card. I like this card. Of course, Decree of Unity stonks. Ooh. I don't have a unit, but this hurts a bit, right? I don't have a gear, which sucks. I need to kill that cannon, that's for sure. This is my thought into said. Conquer here, I guess. I want to go to 2. Well, actually, I don't know this one. The thing here is that I would like to use that here, but probably just play a here, right? I don't know. I want to try the cannon dance. Yeah, I'm not having gears, but that's the thing when you side out the gears and leave a steel post in the deck, right? I don't think cannon fits Aether super well. I think it's a fine card, like against Master G and such decks. But you have seen in this kind of games that I struggle a bit to keep 2 up for cannon, because if I want to develop, I'm not keeping up. If I commit a hidden, like here, if for example I use the back of course there is some utility with the Star Spring, but I can't even develop the Aether, so it's not a truly hating card. But it's also a Temu Vi. Ooh. So let's see. This card is great. Yeah, this is fine. Got no more than 1 might. So this dies. That unit is great against us. What Lion I think will have a bad performance compared to what is expected? I think Aether. Like I guess like Aether is a great deck. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel it's like top 3 decks. Not even close. I feel Aether was better in Unleashed, and people didn't like Aether in Unleashed, and then suddenly Aether is like the 3rd most played deck in this kind of tournaments. Like, or was I tripping, or it was like the 2nd play deck? Yes. So this makes no sense in my opinion. So I think Aether will underperform a little bit. Also well, I guess this number are a little bit weird because there is best of, but well, so there are in a regional also. Well, for but I am the attacker here, right? Because they are already at the battlefield. I think my opponent read my mind. So that could be fine for me. Like I will be attacking with cannon. I will try to play around that. I don't know the Void Assault, so. Well, I think Aether struggles against Pickpocket, struggles against Miracle decks, and those weren't a thing in Unleashed. So Unleashed was like the meta game where Aether was best. This smells to Starkers, right? Now, I had like a pretty cool line with this, right? Probably want to play Be Sword. Cretan unit. I want to keep 2 Sun Soldier probably. Why am I playing so bad? Well, this is fine. This is fine. This punch first is fine. Let's not kill myself. That is fine. I will be. I can still hold here. I don't want. I can move. I can save this cannon actually. Oh, these cannons are great together, right? They get +2. Oh, that is fine. Tú también, Iker. Hombre, yo leo todo. So, in at least everything was fine for... yeah, this is problematic for me. I need to stun it. But if I move this cannon back to save it, which was the initial thought, my opponent can play Gothic, so I'm kind of forced to commit it. I'm not liking the cannon game plan, it's rough. Yes, they are not back to 2. I guess I could have saved one and that's it. Probably that would have been fine. Oh, I was actually losing, right? No, they could play Cathix, bring back, but Cathix would be a 4. I'm at 3 points. So that's fine. Thanks, Drago. Thank you too. Like, what was the worst play deck? Misfortune. I guess these are set 1 deck. Renekton. Kaisa is a good deck. Victor is also a good deck. This surprises me a lot. Like, why is there 7 Renata? Are they going combo for the best of? Oh no, they are actually playing the game. Wow. This is like a completely different game they are playing. Okay, I managed to hold with the cannons, which that's great. I can probably just go back. Go back. I couldn't power the steel bows. Cannons are great at attacking, so that's fine for me. I'll probably create a double unit, right? This unit is very good against me, not gonna lie. I probably want to fight my VOD here. So, well, this is one of those spots where having units that don't rely on gears are great. Probably equip this because it's going to die anyway, but otherwise I can use the Arise next turn. Because steel bolts and cannons will be great at attacking, so I can actually conquer. Yeah, my opponent is smart here, and the first thing he does is kill my brutalizer, so I can't do the backup thing. Aren't cannon the truth? Should I be playing 3 cannons and the swarm? What do I believe is the correct number of gears in a theory? It's between, I think it's 16 or 17, yeah, the same reason you said. Depends a little bit on the meta. You could run 18 if like Hunt Hammer is great. Like in the end, your gears are units, so it's not like you don't want an unit if that's good. So not like a set in stone number of gears, but okay. Void Assault. Like this game proves how bad tentacles are. Like even with Cathix, which is great, they are like super bad into, like they don't have any might. They are not good to fight, so they are just there and they waste you. Oh, my poor steel boss. Where is it going? This dies, poor guy. I guess my opponent had to pay deflect and use that into a 1-cost unit, so that's a win in my book. That's actually a pretty good win. Yeah, Kenny is the secret sauce. No, I'm still pondering. I'm 50. I may have changed the things, but 50% Aether, 35% Kennen, 15% other Legend. Like, also one approach I have in testing is that I rather use time to test other Legends instead of Aether, because I have a lot of games with Aether. So I have I find my testing a little bit more useful. Okay, wait a second. I'm the attacker here. That is fine. I don't know which showdown is first, but I will play this no matter what. This will die. So my time will be much more useful playing other decks, seeing others' deck weakness, and if I find something very good, I would play that, because I can literally just go with 0 games of Aether and play well. So I can already have thousands of hours with Aether. So that's something good. Hello Barsek. Hola. Hola. Hablo yo con él. Hola Giri. They played Cathix Rush, right? I'm a bit distracted. I don't know if they played. I think they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Yeah, but late game I feel that many times are kind of dead draws. I don't feel they are dead draws. They are ways to expose your units without relying a lot on, without overcommitting. Okay, this is a weird spot. I don't want to be holding. A Rise is super bad here. There is not a lot. There is Apex. I have the cannons. I guess I have to go back. Maybe I need to conquer here. Like, losing a unit means I can draw a card next turn. I think drawing cards at this point is fine because they will be going to 5. I can draw a card and they still need to go to 7. So it's not like... Oh, I actually can do something cool. I think this is great, yes. Like, weird, but good. I lose 1 yellow. I may regret this, because I want to equip BF Sword, but I have Death Grip. So maybe it's fine. Like, I feel like I have chances to draw 2 cards if everything goes south, because there are 3 points, so probably going to 7 was fine. I'm not sure if saving the unit was fine though. But if everything goes south, I can wait some turns and go to 12. Yeah, it's good night, Parsec. It was nice having you here briefly. That's fine. We were talking about decks before, and now I'm just playing some Aether because the chat demanded it. We wanted to try Kennen and a Steel Pulse. So, nice card. Yeah, that's fine with the bags. Yeah, exactly. I also get knowledge on the matchup, so it's not like playing a matchup doesn't help me in the Aether game plan, because I know the weaknesses and how the matchup plays. I also, like, in my team there are a lot of people interested in Aether. Like in Utrecht, Mateo was the second best of Aether. So it's not like I'm not playing against Aether, and playing against Aether also helps me. Yeah. I like it, the cat. I think this is probably my favorite card from Vendetta. I try to play it in every deck, even if I shouldn't. It's one of the reasons I like Ivern. Okay, so this is like the desperate holds like Aether never loses to. So that's great for me. I can do a double cannon attack, stun the units. That's great. Cannon stonks, I guess. Oh, can the opponent like see what I ping? I think they can, no? Right? Because I'm seeing what they do. Every other player likes Ivern, it's crazy. I like Ivern, it's fine. The best ass in the world. Okay, I probably can win this, right? This can attack for 8. And I can attack this, so this nothing dies here. Yeah, go here, go here, go here. Pay to stun an unit, this gets +2. And then probably I stun the backs also. Important thing about cannon, I can actually stun a unit from the other battlefield. Okay, so now I have 5 and I can clear the board and nothing dies. Yes, 5. Then I draw a card. Well, this is even better, but now I can bring in the big guys. So to make it a little bit better, I will just move in here. That's 9. I think 9 is fine. Yeah, otherwise I can just recruit. See you in Barcelona too. Have a good night. +2 for each? No, it's only +2 when there is an unit there. It doesn't care about how many units. Otherwise, cannon may be real. Okay, I have been with it's 1.5. I guess I could play another game. What is this? Oh, there is like ads on Rift Atlas. I didn't know this. I don't know the guy. I haven't read the guy. Probably is good. Challenger makes good guys, I think. That's nice. I want that. I want my guy to be there. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that Rift Atlas is partnered with Challenger, or it's just a normal ad. Okay, anyone wants to play against that here, or do we play another deck? Doesn't care for each because it says a stunned enemy here. Yeah, so it cares if there is a stunned enemy unit here. The answer, if there is 1 unit, is yes, so I get a +2. If there is 2 units, the answer is still yes, should there is a +2. It would be different if this says I get +2 for each stunned unit. So if that would be an each, then that would be actually getting a lot. 1 more of Aether. Okay, fine. So I will host a room. Again, whoever goes first. I still want to try the cannon. Is there any spicy card? Like we want to try. I'm fine with keeping the list. Like the cannons were actually good in this matchup, right? It was the best target forecast I could dream of. 1 more Aether and then let's see the cannon. Okay, I can do 1 Aether and then 1 cannon and then go to sleep. I think that's reasonable. Maybe I'm tired for the cannon and I leave you waiting for it, but I can play Aether. Okay, no one wants to play against me. This is the code. Like, I will post it in Discord also to see if someone plays. Looking for group. Like, also, in the meantime, while someone joins, this is the code. I will show you how the Discord was for everyone curious. Well, this was how the tournament was made. Like, simple tournament with the tables and such. Feature tables for the streaming. And then the Discord is also about discussing legends with the teammates, and of course people talk between them. ask questions about their deck list. We can see a deck list here. A little bit of a leak for a max, but that's fine. Ask questions about the deck and such. Almost every deck. Like there are some decks that probably no one plays, but that's mostly that. And then of course some perks. This is like ad. I mean, Riftbound got an ad, right? I can self-promote myself. Some videos. We do some podcasts answering questions. Of course, in the higher tier, there is also testing videos. I need to upload the Spanish one, right? I forgot that. And of course, some discounts and such. And the Hall of Fame is just right now the winners of the first Micelion Cup. Overall, pretty cool. I encourage that you like the lower tier is $10, so I don't think there is better content for $10 where you can ask a competitive team about the deck list and such. I was going to send the deck list, but that's for the higher tier, and I don't want anyone to screen it. so that's fine. Okay, I have an opponent already. I have a spectator. That's great. Oh, ready, not ready. But again, like for $10, I think there is nothing better. I think the $25 tier is a little bit better, especially if you care about guides and coaching, because you get a discount. So it essentially pays for itself if you do like 2 coaching sessions monthly, or if you buy 1 or 2 guides. So it's a little bit better. Mirror match is okay. Is it okay for you, chat? It's a boring matchup, but we can try it. I mean, maybe Steel Pulse is the card that breaks the mirror, right? The Discord, you can join it here. It's through the MetaPy. I think no one is doing anything against Arthur Mirror, so I think it's fine. I'm not excited about it, but Roxai is kind of a rough matchup for Arthur, so I'm fine to lose in stream to it. Do we have any Rek'Sai player that want to play? I think they are leaving the spot. If someone wants to join, otherwise I can play the normal one, the mirror one. But I think it will be nice to have an Aether. Mirror, okay, so let's play the mirror. I'm a new player trying to get into Riftbound. Any tips? Play a lot. When you are new, just playing a lot. Oh, my opponent left. I'm sorry, Blue. Oh no, he's back. Perfect. Squirtle, just wanted to say your Aether guide is probably the best written guide. It's actually so well written. Thank you. I put a lot of work on that guide, and I think it shows. Like it has sold super well, and of course there's a lot of knowledge in that. So I am really thankful for Mirror. So I'm really thankful for the words. It's one of the other reasons I'm not making like guides for other decks and such. If I do one, I want it to be like very high quality. And right now I don't have the time. I have been working a little bit on the Canon. It's also fine, not for a list for a guide necessarily, but it's also very important to. Well, this is unlucky. I don't have a turn 1. Oh wait, yeah, perfect. Because actually writing a guide, not really a guide, but words about a deck, a matchup, or such, helps you kind of put in order your thoughts and work for that. So it's quite very important. Okay, so we have the good into the mirror thing, which is BF short on turn 2. So that's great for me. Like, this matchup is not that interesting. It's more or less about who gets more BF sword and who has a rise. It's not great. You can try to cheese out some, like, this kind of combats where you don't lose anything. You can also cheese out some holds with backup. For example, here my opponent could try to do backup, but again, the deck has always the answers to the problems. I'll try to go in, have the defy for the backup. Yeah. So I will probably play the defy here. I don't want my opponent to draw a card and get a hit on tempo. I have a steel pose, which is ironically good here because I can empower late. If my opponent wants to play Brutalizer and Soul Sword, they are recycling a lot, so that's the importance of BF Sword. Then now my opponent will need to do too much for that. So don't be afraid in the matchup to develop a theory quickly. Having a 4 might body that doesn't care about GRs, like this Aether is a 7 might with BF Sword, and there are not good ways to remove a theory in the game. So it's kind of fine to do it. I also believe a Steel Pulse will be great with the 7 might. Only Hidden Blade can get rid of it. Like, don't see to our guide waiters on meta, but it's like 3-4 full time bigger summoning than other stuff out there. Yeah, I mean, I should be humble, but I'm very proud of my guide. The only thing I think I could improve on, and it was because it was super early on my when I was playing Riftbound, was some videos early. Like, I didn't have the streaming camera I have now or the microphone, so it was a little bit worse there, and that's my only thing I feel it was thing I can improve for the future guides. But overall, all the writing content, the sideboard, everything was super well thought, so I'm very proud of that. And I think you should be proud of a guide. I don't like when I see people like pumping a guide quickly. I think it kind of dismerits the work. Of course, I have also valued the work a guide requires. Like, it's actually time expensive to use a guide, to do a guide, sorry. So that's also important to know. Okay, here I need that 4th point because, again, another way to lose is to fall behind on points. This could be backup, this could be guards. I have answers to that. If this is Hidden Blade, I can also Hidden Blade. So I probably equip on the Aether. I still have one floating, which gives me lines with the Steel Pulse, and see what my opponent does. What's the biggest Legend counter into Aether? Worst matchups are Ezreal, Ornn, and Lilia, I think. Sprite matchups are hard. I think Lilia probably worse than Ornn. Yeah, more or less the same. Okay, that is 5-8. So I can play the Discipline there. I know this is what I told you about, that Aether is quite a big here. That is 7 into 8, yes. Okay, this of course is great for me. I can keep into Steel Pulse, get that 4th point. I don't want to expose the Steel Pulse, but I have to, right? Steel Pulse not being great here, right? Humble. Oh, I need a body. I guess I could have the Hidden Blade here. For this, but my opponent is out of cards, so I don't really want to play the Hidden Blade this turn. Of course, if my opponent double conquers here and I don't, that sucks for me. It's actually harder than it seems, this line. Because they can do this, accelerate that here, but let's pass like this. As you can see in the mirror, you have some agency, but not as much. Like the deck is able to counter itself. Like everything you do, if the opponent has the card that kills that card, then you will be losing. So it's kind of that way always. I think Ezreal is the one. Would you play another after this? Depending on how long it takes, I can play one more. I will play Kennen probably, just to kind of switch it up a bit, so you can also see what other lane I'm testing. I don't think I haven't updated Kennen, like at least not at hand. So yeah, Thousand Watcher. ¿Qué opino de Ambessa? Es curioso, porque creo que hay una build de Ambessa muy buena, pero no la sé encontrar. Lo que he jugado a ver, Ambessa me ha gustado, lo que he jugado, pero no es la panacea, le falta un poquito. O sea, es verdad que es un mazo raro porque no tiene mucho robo, acierta un poco, pero es verdad que tiene muchas maneras de utilizar las runas, así que por esa parte está bien. Okay, the good thing about this... I guess I kill the Azir. So, about Ambessa... bueno, sobre Ambessa es que es un poco raro. Me gusta con mucho removal, pero es muy mala contra los tokencitos, los tentáculos y demás, y Rek'Sai. Entonces es un poco rara. Okay, now the thing is I can't go to 6 with Shax. I probably had to be a little bit more aggressive on the Hidden Blades. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that was like the most problematic thing, that they can go here and that's it. So that is one of the reasons I equip BF short here and not overcommit. So I'm not in a very good spot right now. At least I have double Hidden Blade to try to hold. But let's see if I can find something else. This was probably some mistake on my side in point to score. I believe this game I had the option to be maybe a little bit more careful with some cards. Maybe even not committing the speed boss here. But I was a little bit far down on points. Probably also playing a little bit more aggressive with the Hidden Blades. Oh, this is interesting. This signals Stunning Guard. I am fine against Stunning Guard. Well, in this scenario, I don't need to force the. But I kind of want to play the Brutalizer after Conquering. So if I equip Sun Soldier, my opponent plays in guard, I can play Discipline, which is fine. It is fine because I will waste my opponent's in guard. Okay, so now I can play Brutalizer, play a Soldier, and I probably want to equip this somewhere. If my opponent plays Arises, they can't play around this, so this is actually the last turn, so just equip anywhere and pass, and probably I'm able to hold. Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing about the mirror match. Whoever draws like more BF shorts can present these holds without committing a lot. Like if you think about it, even after my mistakes with Hidden Blade, my opponent was constantly recycling energy to kind of match the BF short, and I'm recycling like half of it because I can attack and just defend. And they can attack with Brutalizer, but then they are defending for 4, which means a single recycle of BF short is both getting rid of that brutalizer and forcing the next one. So let's see here. That's a 6. Here, no matter what, we play the Hidden Blade. We don't want the opponent to kind of conquer one battlefield, then doing a Hidden Blade on the other battlefield and holding this. Like, there are chances they can hold with backup and creating another unit, so we can't play double Hidden Blade or even having the Ficep, whatever. They are going aggressive, which signals there wouldn't be a hold, so Hidden Blade's even better. So I guess the line they are trying to take is conquer one, play a Rise, reattach BF Sword and Brutalizer and go inside here. But again, my hand is super good into to hold. One friendly tip for Aether, I think this is an important tip because no one does it. Hidden Blade never draws cards for you unless you are hiding it and they just overcommit in the battlefield, and no matter what you kill, you wouldn't be winning the showdown. Otherwise, Hidden Blade is just a tempo card in this deck, not a way to draw cards. Of course, if you hide it and your opponent plays Falling Star on your unit, yes, draw 2 cards. But otherwise, like, if I had to say a ratio where I draw cards and where I don't, I think 95% of the game, of the times I use it, my opponent is drawing cards. I'm drawing just the 5%, even less. And how's the Yi matchup? I feel like with Rampage and Charm, he swipes you out the whole board, and then when you go in, if you on the Hidden Blade, makes it difficult sometimes. Hidden Blade is great, of course, about the matchups. Backoff is also very good to prevent those shuffles. G doesn't have a way to wipe you that much because, well, being wiped out in Aether is not as bad because of a Rise and because the units are not like super relevant. So it's not the end of the world. Like, if you play a little bit around, how much is this? This is 8. I mean, I guess this losses, right? I could play this, but then I win. Like, can conquer and then I are empty, are tapped out. If I'm not incorrect, so it doesn't matter. So as I was saying, like, they don't have like super good ways to punish you. Like, being wiped out with Aether is not the end of the world. You have ways to stop them from conquering, which means Charm and Rampage are much worse. So that is important. Okay, game 1 won. Game 2 is a little even more die-rolly because it's not about BF Sword only, but about salvage. So that's an extra. There's a world where I do want Ase. I guess it's a unit. I haven't thought much about this matchup. Steel Post doesn't seem great. Nothing seems great, to be honest. Probably Eye of the Herald is super bad. Unless they are Antifarian, which is a little bit better. This is like, I think Cannon is good. Probably I don't want never 2 Aces. The fights are not great. They are only good against salvage, but they are super situational. Let's try like this. I think I can play Hall of Legends. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, it's fine. It's also relevant as a 4-might unit, like similar of how we utilize our Aether in the game 1. Yep. I think here is like, this is a crazy game, right? With double Hall of Legends. I probably should have saved the Hall of Legends for when I'm on the draw. Oh my god. Yeah. conquer tap with a soldier. I believe I'll leave d4 up. It's not great, but yeah, I'm a little bit down on resources. Okay, how many of you guys are going to Barcelona? I'm probably ending the stream about after this game. I would like to stream a little bit more. I think these hours wasn't great, so I probably would have streamed in earlier hours. This was a late night stream. Yeah, that was Brutalizer. I probably had to quit because of Brutalizer, but that is fine. Yeah, this is like a super weird matchup. I want to develop BF Short, but then I lose to Salvage, and that this is just getting a lot of value. There's double Hall of Giants. That's insane. I could play Eye of the Herald on tap. But then my opponent conquers back. This game doesn't make a lot of sense. I need to break the parity somehow, and I don't think I can. I think I need to play this. I mean, this game is weird. I'm still not sure what to play for main end between Nathir, Ken, and Akali. I think Akali is the weakest there. Of course, if you enjoy Akali, go for it. Akali is also probably the most expensive best of, so. Am I wrong in thinking Ken is actually a very high roll type of deck? It feels if you are not hitting Russes and can get out Russes by turn 3-4, it feels hard to come back. The thing is, the deck is kind of consistent at hitting. Oh, this could gonna hurt. Kind of consistent at hitting Lightning Russ, Stack Deck, Rasa. So it's not that high roll. You also have a line with the Legend ability, which is with Ride the Wind and burning cards. So you're actually consistent at either doing your plan or having the Kene and Ride the Wind plan. So not the end of the world. I don't feel it's high rolly. I think, of course, the biggest high roll in the deck is whether you have Seal or not. So that's mostly it. But aside from that, that is mostly that. I like Cannon. I think it's quite consistent, so I don't feel high roll is the good definition for that. I also think well, these are the spots that I'm kind of fucked up. This is a 4. Yeah, this matchup is quite weird. I probably want to go here and stop the Brutalizer thing, right? Let's see. Yeah, this sucks for me, right? Maybe at the end I shouldn't have done that. I feel like I just need to take some risk here. I do have to say, can a Radic and Flow combo feels so goddamn good. Yeah, that's the main thing there also. Okay, so I can play BF short here, but that's not great. I think I'm forced to. So Cannon Ride the Wind is kind of a pretty strong combination that you are actually reliable on doing so. In the end, you only need to draw like no defy hero or sex, but It is what it is. I don't want to be running the face. What do you side out on a 3 against Kennen? Depending. If I'm on the draw, I probably side early cost. If I'm on the play, then it's a little bit more complicated. I feel some cards like Death Grip are not needed in as 3 copies. So offensive cards like Death Grip are not super needed. And Guard is not great because they are attacking for extra 2. So I think this game is lost. But I don't think there is a way to win a Hall of Legends game on the draw. A double Hall of Legends game. So this is kind of the thing with Aether Mirror, and it's something that puts me off. That they are not like the greatest of the matchups. Yeah, I think I did right. I created this soldier first and then tried to untap. Like I did a soldier and then played the BF sword as a cliff. But I think I probably lost here. At least we have a Trifarian game, double Trifarian game on double Ride Wind. Okay, so I'm forced to. Well, I will try to. I need to go all in here, right? So get 1 energy, bump this to 5 and try to get in here. If that's a hidden blade, that is fine because I get the brutalizer back. They have already spent 2 backups, so the other card is guards, which kind of sucks for me. But I guess I can play. Oh, I can't play salvage because I can't play a rise. Maybe I do need to play salvage actually. Play salvage, then I conquer. Yeah, I need to play salvage there. That sucks, but I think I need to hold this battlefield and prepare the following turn. Oh, they had Defy. Yeah, that is probably GG. Proof. Yeah, that is GG. Like I was trying to banking on them having a rise, so I was going to try to hold with us, and then like I think it was ready without brutalizer. Nah, I think no matter what it will be killing. So let's go to game 3. Hello, is this your list? Not really, but more or less. I'm trying the Cannon and the Steel Post just to see how they feel. So nothing real yet. Okay, Ase has been very bad. Like the game is super aggressive. Well, I guess it's not the end of the world, but I think that the deck is more about who draws more years. I probably want to Steel Bow out. We have short and I have cards, early, discipline. I like discipline if I don't have an extra year. Okay, so let's see if I can beat the mirror or I'm a fraud. Yeah, I'm just trying like new cards just to see how far can we go. Please don't have Eye of the Herald. Okay, that's fine. Now, see, getting here is not very good. I'm liking Hammer, to be honest. I think Hammer is an interesting card. It gives you some extra offensive might while also being a good defensive gear. Like it's, of course, like the floor is a 3 might unit for 3, so it's okay in that scenario. Okay, so here I die to. I don't die, but salvage could be very rough. Let's see. I also don't want to, if they play discipline, I really don't want to play discipline because I want to create a unit. Vanguard. Vanguard sucks because I kind of need to use my discipline. And then if I get the fight or another guard, that's over. But I think I'm forced to do, right? Otherwise we trade, and then I create a unit in the back. But I guess it's the same as my unit surviving. Of course, if my opponent has another guard, then that sucks. Or the fight, but at least I guess I'm wasting cards from the opponent. Yeah, that checks out, so that's fine. So we trade. I guess we trade and probably go back, and that's it. Not being able to have, like, having, if they have another removal on this gift sword, that will be very bad. They have Eye of the Herald, but they are low on rooms. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was thinking about the Defy, that they will be low on rooms. And I want to have some lead because I have a lot of hidden cards, so I want to be using them. If they play Salvage, at least they will be recycling another one. Or if they play another Disarmament Rake. But I'm probably being able... Backup is great here. Backup is being great all the time. I probably should have used the Defies a little bit more aggressively. I have the Theor. I probably could go with the Aether, then go to 4 points. Then I can hide the cannon. I'm recycling 3 for this. But I think it's worth it, right? I protect myself from the back of... because my Aether kills all these units. And I have the tank to protect me. And then I have a cannon. But I don't have a way to go back here. Oh, that sucks. That is quite bad. Of course I will be in 4 and my opponent can only go to 3. I think that's the line. I could also again play slowly. Play Handhammer, maybe even play Cannon. Or Handhammer plus Aether. I don't want the opponent to leverage Eye of the Herald and go back. That's also an important thing to note. Lag. Did I lose the connection to the stream? Could you have equipped the Brutalizer here even if you had no discipline in hand? Yes, I would. Like, the trade was even fine because I could create the unit again and we'll be wasting a card from the opponent. So I don't really like this play, but I think it will leave me in a little bit of a better spot. This kind of protects me from back off, and I make sure to conquer, which means I will be at 4 points. And if they want to re-equip Eye of the Herald, they are leveraging economy. I can also probably play Cannon. So I think this is like expensive, but that's fine. Yeah, this sucks, right? This kills my unit. Well, I guess there is Cannon still, so... this was 7, yeah, that's exactly... Let's see if I can protect myself there. Tomorrow I will try this deck in store. Mañana probably esté más en tienda. Yes, Decree of Unity is very nice. Decree of Unity es muy bueno para Cannon, si hay mucho Cannon. If there is a lot of Cannon. Let's see if I can do something here. I'm lacking on a Rise to kind of accelerate units, but this matchup is a little bit about that. It's Atlas back to sometimes. Okay. So this is the important turn. If they have a rise to... Well, our rise is not even that big, right? This is stunned. Okay, no stun. That is fine for me. Oh no, this makes no sense. Wait. Oh no, that makes sense, right? It is a stun, but now there is no longer a stun. I was about to say that I can use this in response to the Eye of Hells to try to avoid this, but of course, a stun doesn't care about the Grip doesn't care about the stun. Oh, this is actually okay. So my Aether dies. At least my opponent doesn't have like yellow for cards, and I can go back with Cannon. Cannon being MVP in the mirror. I don't think Noxian Emissary. Well, Noxian Emissary is the one from Empower from Bessa, right? I don't think this card is good. I don't want units. I want yours. Oh, this is super good, but super real good. Like the best card I could top deck. So this goes back, and then I play a Rise. This Rise doesn't seem great, but it allows me to get that point. It is also 5 might, so my opponent needs to commit something, and I'm 6 points, and I have 2 bodies in the back line. I probably want to hide this just to make the opponent commit a little bit more. So that's great. If they tap out, I'm probably winning because of the cannon. But that was super lucky on my side. Of course, I don't know if... Like, I could probably just develop because my opponent's only at 2 points. So not really need to rush to 6, but I think having 2 bodies and my opponent not having them is great for me. Okay, so now probably the 5. Again, Kid and Blade, just to get rid of units. Don't draw cards with it. Never. I never say never, right? But this happens a lot with the theory where you win and the opponent has like 7 cards in hand. So who cares about 2 more? This is one of the reasons I always go back to Seat of Power, that I feel my cards are super much more valuable than the opponent. I think I lose more games because I run a little bit out of fuel than from my opponent drawing a lot of cards. How do I play against Ezreal? Praying they don't have the answers. Now, you need to play like, you can play a little bit slowly and then leverage each Arise's turns. In the end, the good thing is they are not scoring a lot, and you have ways to try to play around Bellow's combo with the 5. So the 5 is super important for Bellow's Breath. Don't try to get anything else because they need to commit a lot. Ooh, Lacerate. That's spicy. This is a good card against Diana. I think he's running the list I normally run, right? When I don't run like Cannon and such. Oh, this Hidden Blade is desperate. I mean, works for him, right? So I will go... I want to make as many dudes as possible. I can play Eye of the Herald, Dadun. Nah, I think creating two bodies is fine without recycling a lot. So just this, create a dude. I don't feel I need to overcommit there. So just create dudes in the backline. And if they play a Rise, then that's fine. Or guards. I have this to kind of bait because Handhammer combines super well into Eye of the Herald. I probably want to hide this here. Yeah, I don't think the opponent has a lot of outs if I do this. Especially knowing they have big Hidden Blade too. Like they can use Lacerate. No, they can't because of Trifarian, so that's probably GG. Oh, they couldn't even because of the Freon rune. So playing against Real is like a game of patience. Yes. Oh no, of course. Makes sense. But it's also a very hard matchup. Like you need to try to get as many points as possible earlier, and then chill out at 4-6 points to try to accelerate units constantly. Don't try to play Aether in that matchup. Like think about Aether as a way to get that 6th point or even the 8th point. And mostly that. Okay, so I'll be closing the stream now. It's been 3 hours, so I want to go to sleep. Thanks everyone for coming. We talked a lot. I think this was the stream I talked the most, so that's great. Well, I will be at a recap of the cards actually. I want to do a recap before going out. Sorry if everyone has already closed the stream because GG Precious. Yeah, I was waiting for the cannon, but it's a bit late. I can save it for the next day. Okay, so cannon was actually good. We saw the problems it has, like you need to lift 2 up, but the body plus the swing is actually decent. It can also, there were several games where I hide it, then I go back with it, which means I get both a stun and then a unit that can stun on attack. It also allows me to do some develop turns, like for example with 5 energy I could see myself doing Soul Sword plus Cannon and have 2 bodies, so that's some extra. But again the hidden aspect is a little bit mediocre. But I can see doing me as Plata or running 1 cannon and 3 backups or something like that. I can see myself doing that. About the steel boss, this has been a little bit worse. I think decks have ways to get rid of it. I can see it like the best of list run it as a sideboard card. I can see if against some decks that are not able to deal with these big units. Getting this out, but I don't think this synergizes super well with the deck. So probably Cannon was much better than Steel Boss, I think. Handhammer, overall great. We haven't used the effect. I think we used it once, but again, it's just an early unit that has RI synergy and some extra utility sometimes, some extra synergy with guards. We probably want to play guards. It's also fine with Cannon if we are running Cannon, so that was fine. And that's mostly it. The decrees are of course good in the matchups you wanted. Assays showing weaknesses, and North Forges, whatever. I'll probably go back to Seat of Power just because I'm used to it, or try to some new strategies with. I've seen Grove of the God Willow, but not super excited about that. So that's almost everything. I like me and the homies will say goodbye to everyone. Will I be streaming more? Yes. Well, I am trying to stream at least once each week in English. Every extra stream I do, I tend to do it in Spanish. For example, with the tournament, with the Micelion Cup, I was casting it in Spanish. But if I do some late night streams, like I have also teammates that stream in Spanish, so I try to focus a little bit on English. But I will be streaming a little bit more, yes, at least once each week. Of course, when there is Singapore, China and Barcelona, I will be out of Spain for 3 weeks. so I won't be doing a stream, of course, and I also won't be able to do coaching if anyone was looking for that. I guess the people that are preparing with me for Barcelona don't really care about this, but I should be telling the people that care about Singapore about this, because of course I will be in China, so I won't be able to do. Wish me luck in in Barcelona, in China, and in Singapore. Also, like for everyone that is fighting against me. Also, don't doubt to say hi in Barcelona, Singapore, whatever, both to me or any member of the Team Micelion. And we may. I know we have tokens, little spoiler, but I will try to find out if we can give out some shirts like this one. I like this color, but there are like other more normal colors if you care about that. We probably can do a giveaway in the Discord for the members too. I like these shirts, to be honest. They are simple, and I can wear them without being there. Like the official one is just like a football T-shirt. So if you wear it for several days, it's not the greatest smell. Well, see you around, everyone. Thanks for coming, and thanks for appreciating the stream. I didn't. This was just for everyone that knows. Disclaimer: the list I played was just to test Steel Pulse and Cannon. It's not that I will be playing those cards. Maybe I will. Like we saw the conclusions, and it's what I told you. But maybe I won't. We'll be updating the guide for set 4. I will say that. I won't for now. I'm focused on other stuff, but the list is already complete enough that if you want to play as tier competitively. Anyway, good night, everyone. Have a nice day. Tomorrow there is solar eclipse in Spain, so I won't be doing anything. I want to be with my friends and sit around. So thanks everyone, and bye bye. Whoa.